everyone, welcome to my podcast. I am RajaRao Pagidipalli. In this podcast, we are going to explore the hidden power of your subconscious mind. Together, we will learn how it shapes your health, wealth, happiness, relationships, forgiveness, and even the courage to face fear. We will uncover practical techniques, inspiring stories, and timeless truths that can transform the way you live. Think of this as more than listening. It is an invitation to awaken the miracle working power within you. Close your eyes. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. Your mind as a vast treasure house, a hidden vault of riches buried deep within you. Inside it lies answers to your struggles, cures for your pain, and keys to your happiness. Yet most of us spend our lives searching outside, knocking on closed doors, when all along the master key has been sitting quietly in our own pocket. Why does one person radiate joy while another is weighed down by sadness? Why does one rise to success while another person stumbles into repeated failures? Why does one inspire love and confidence while another person attracts doubt and fear? The difference is not luck. That is not fate. It is the way the conscious and subconscious minds, they work together or they work against each other. When your conscious mind plants thoughts, whether they are seeds of courage, seeds of hope, or seeds of peace, maybe they might be seeds of weeds, or weeds of fear, or weeds of anger, or weeds of defeat, then your subconscious mind, it accepts them and brings them to life. So, our conscious mind, whatever it plants, seeds of courage, hope, or peace, or weeds of fear, anger, or defeat, it does not argue. Our mind does not argue. It does not judge. It simply obeys. It obeys like fertile soil. It makes whatever you plant to grow. That is why a person who says, I can't, the person who says, I can't, he finds their life echoing those words. While the other person who affirms, I can, he begins to see doors open, opportunities appear, and strength returns. There are countless real stories of this miracle power at work. A woman of 45, widowed and lonely, began affirming with feeling, I am wanted, I am loved, I am happily married to a kind spiritual person. Within weeks, she met her companion and began a new chapter in her life. A professor once lost in failure and despair turned his life around by declaring daily that harmony, that health, that abundance, they were all his. And soon, really they were. A singer crippled by stage fright repeated calmly, I sing beautifully, I am confident, I am serene, until that singer's fear dissolved and voice soared. Even healing flows from this silent partner within. There are stories of people overcoming illnesses, even malignant conditions, not just by magic pills alone. Not just by magic pills alone, but also by aligning thought and feeling with health. Prayer. We can take the best example of prayer. Prayer is not a ritual of words, but it is a scientific act, a way of uniting conscious intention with subconscious power. When you pray with lot of doubts, or when you pray with fear, when you pray with divided negative feelings, your mind works against itself. But when desire and imagination flow together, when thought and emotion, they unite as one, the subconscious responds like a faithful servant. That is why the words desire is prayer. It holds such weight. Each longing of your heart is already a prayer waiting to be answered. If only you allow your inner imagery to match it. The call is read, listen, and repeat. Do not treat these ideas as passing inspiration. Imprint them daily, like a farmer sowing seeds in a fertile ground. Affirm harmony, picture health, imagine abundance. Speak to your deeper self with conviction. For miracles are not the privilege of a chosen few. They are the natural result of cooperating with the infinite intelligence that already lives within you. When you truly grasp this truth, you will discover that the power that heals the sick, restores broken lives, and brings light to dark paths, it has always been closer than our own breath. It is our subconscious mind, the silent miracle worker, the treasure house within us. So, notice the subtle beauty in those words. Believe and receive in the present, and only then does the promise of the future unfolds. It was not a blind ritual, but a profound alignment between the human mind and the unseen law of the subconscious. The power of faith, it was the true medicine of ancient times. People understood even if unconsciously, that the images they held with conviction shaped their reality. If they believed in wholeness followed them. If they believed in wholeness followed them. If they believed in divine order, if they believed in peace, if they believed in healing, it took form. Faith was not something distant. It was the bridge that joined the conscious prayer with the subconscious response. Now, fast forward to our modern world. Hospitals, machines, medicines, we are all surrounded by these. Yet, the mind's healing power is as potent as ever. That is why we must be careful what we dwell on before we drift into sleep. If we carry fears, complaints, or repeated talks of our ailments, we hand the subconscious a blueprint of sickness. If we carry peace, gratitude, and visions of health, we hand it a blueprint of healing. These examples are not fairy tales. They are the demonstrations. They are the demonstrations of a law as real as gravity. The subconscious, it accepts whatever blueprint you hand it. You may pass over your request in a dreamlike state, visualize the end result vividly, play a mental movie where you act as though it's already done, or condense your desire into a short lullaby phrase, repeat it until it sinks deep within. You may choose gratitude, you may choose affirmations, you may choose reason, or you may choose decree, but the rule is the same. Relax, feel joy, and believe it is done. The lesson is simple, yet profound. Healing is not only in medicine or surgeries. It is in the images you hold. It is in the images you hold. The words you affirm and the faith you nurture. Whether you use the stillness before sleep, the gratitude of a thankful heart, and the quiet authority of a firm decree, the subconscious will obey. It is like planting a seed. You do not dig it up every hour to see if it is growing. You place it in the soil, cover it, and trust that in the darkness it is doing its work. Your subconscious is that fertile ground. The moment you impress it with an image of health, of love, of success, it begins working tirelessly to bring it forth in your life. So, the lesson is this: stop wrestling with life. Stop wrestling with life and start flowing with it. When desire and imagination they agree, miracles appear effortless. When they conflict, imagination always wins. If you imagine failure, no amount of wishing can erase the picture. But if you imagine the end clearly, if you feel it real, then the path opens naturally. Trust your hunches. Honor the whispers of your intuition. Pray not in desperation, but in quiet faith. Plant seeds of health. Plant seeds of love. Plant seeds of abundance in your subconscious and then let them grow. For the tide of life is already moving in your favor. All you need is to stop resisting and let it carry you where you are meant to go. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself holding a blank check. Not one you are about to deposit, but one you unconsciously wrote to yourself with words like, there is not enough, I can't afford it, things are getting worse. Every time you repeat these thoughts, you hand that blank check to your subconscious mind and it faithfully cashes it in. Not with abundance, but with struggle, but with lack, but with delay. Now imagine instead whispering softly before sleep like a lullaby, wealth, success, wealth, success. Imagine before you are going to sleep. Sing it like a lullaby, wealth, success, wealth, success. Not with strain, not with doubt, but sing it. Sing this lullaby with conviction. Slowly, the word seeps into your deeper mind, and just like interest compounding in a hidden bank, it multiplies. Your subconscious magnifies whatever you deposit, whether it is fear or faith, lack or plenty. Wealth is not about luck, nor is it about working yourself to the bone. It is first and foremost, it is a state of consciousness. Some people with little more than a few hours of work each week live in abundance because they are convinced at the core of their being that they are worth it. Others, equally intelligent and hardworking, they remain stuck because they have never impressed prosperity upon their inner mind. There was once an executive who convinced himself deeply that he was worthy of wealth. He lived it, he felt it, he believed in it. As a result, opportunities flocked to him, while others in his organization, just as skilled, even more experienced, they earned a fraction of his income. He spent months traveling on a luxury cruise. The difference was not talent, but the conviction of wealth. If you desire prosperity, you must celebrate it in others. Jealousy, it poisons the soil of your subconscious. Instead of saying, why them and not me, say, wonderful, I rejoice in their success. Greater wealth is coming to them and to me as well. Each time you bless prosperity in others, you open the door wider for yourself. This is not about greed, it is about balance. Money, when befriended, money becomes a tool for freedom, money becomes a tool for service, money becomes a tool for joy. On the other hand, poverty is not a virtue, it is a limitation, a sickness of the mind. You cannot attract what you secretly condemn. If you resent money, it will resent you. If you bless it, use it wisely and affirm, money flows to me in avalanches of abundance, and I use it for good only. Then you align yourself with the flow of life. Think of the janitor who cleaned the office of the doctors. Each night he passed before the framed diplomas he dusted, closed his eyes, and visualized his own name written boldly on a medical degree. Night after night, he impressed that vision. Soon, life conspired to make it real. A physician saw his determination, helped him with training, and eventually he earned one diploma. He transformed from janitor to a respected position. It is happened not by chance, but by conviction. This is the true partnership of the subconscious, not just in wealth, but in success. But in success of every kind. Real success is not measured by bank account alone. It is the peace of mind that comes from loving your work, the joy of using your talents, the fulfillment of serving others. If you are unsure of your purpose, you can pray simply, infinite intelligence within me, reveal my true place in life. The answer will come as a hunch, a feeling, a door that suddenly opens. Once you find your calling, specialize, excel, and above all, give. When your ideas, they are born not of selfishness, but of a desire to bless the world, they return to you magnified, full of rewards. A young student, once failing in all his studies, he began to affirm, my mind is a storehouse of memory. I recall everything I need easily and perfectly. Soon, his grades soared. His teachers praised him, and his confidence blossomed. The subconscious, it responded not to effort, but to belief. Of course, efforts are very important. At the same time, when effort is joined by belief, it blossoms. Even buying or selling, it can be guided by this inner power. If you wish to purchase a home, affirm quietly, infinite intelligence reveals the perfect house for me at the right time, at the right price. If you wish to sell, declare, the ideal buyer is being drawn to me now. Everything about this transaction is right. Then life moves accordingly, because the subconscious, it orchestrates connections far beyond conscious planning. Scientists, they have leaned on this hidden partner. A chemist once struggled for years to solve a molecular puzzle until one night he dreamed of a snake biting its own tail. In that instant, the ring structure of benzene it revealed itself. Nikola Tesla would build invention in his mind, and then he build inventions in his mind and he hands them to his subconsciousness and see them work flawlessly when constructed. And Dr. Banting, Banting exhausted from failure, drifted into sleep only to awaken with the vision that led to the discovery of insulin. The steps are simple. Quiet your mind. Focus gently on the problem. Imagine how joyful you would feel with the perfect solution. Then let it go as you slip into sleep. Do not strain. Do not force. Trust that while you rest, your subconscious continues the work. Many have awakened with sudden clarity, an urge to make a call, to check a place, to follow a hunch, and found their lost ring, a missing wheel, or the very answer they sought. No problem is too big for the subconscious because it knows only answers. But it happens only when you align with the subconscious. Then you discover that wealth is not just about money. Success is not just about recognition. And healing is not just about recovery. It is about harmony with the deepest law of your being. What you impress, you express. Plant seeds of abundance. Plant seeds of service. Plant seeds of faith. And life will return them to you multiplied, pressed down, and overflowing. Think of the quiet miracle that happens each night when you close your eyes. The world outside fades. Your muscles soften. Your breath deepens. And you surrender to your sleep. While your conscious mind races, your subconscious never stops working. It repairs cells, it balances your emotions, it solves your problems, and it recharges your spirit. Sleep is not an interruption of life. It is life's silent workshop where healing and renewal unfold without resistance. But how many of us rob ourselves of this gift? We toss and turn, weighed down by old resentments, unspoken worries, or endless replaying of the day. The cure is simple then, we imagine. Before drifting off, forgive. Let go of the day's bitterness. Whisper to yourself, I am at peace. I sleep in safety. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Just as a farmer plants seeds and trusts the soil to work in the dark, you can hand your case to your subconscious and let it wave answers as you rest. One writer would fall asleep each night asking his subconscious for a story. And by dawn, he woke with the entire plots already shaped in his dreams. A weary farmer, he ended his long days not with complaint, but with a prayer of gratitude. And he rose each morning with joy and renewed strength. Your nights are not wasted hours. They are powerful investments in your tomorrows. And here lies the greater truth. Your habitual thoughts, especially the ones you carry into sleep, They are shaping your future. 6 or more hours of quality rest. They are not a luxury. They are essential to health, creativity, and decision making. Each night, it offers you the chance to program your subconscious to fill it with peace, solutions, and visions of the life you want. What you impress at night, you begin to express in the day. But life is not living a sleep alone. Relationships, they depend on what you sow into the subconscious, yours and others. If we take the example of marriage thrives not on appearances or surface habits, but on spiritual foundations. Like honesty, kindness, and above all, love. If you long for a partner, do not chase desperately or attempt to reshape another person. Instead, affirm clearly the qualities you seek: gentleness, respect, understanding, and trust your subconscious to draw that person into your life. Many have done so. And to their surprise, the partner who arrived matched the picture they carried with you. For those already married, daily affirmations of love, daily affirmations of gratitude, they can heal conflicts more deeply than any nagging or criticism. Imagine a couple who, instead of arguing before bed, they forgive each other. They praise for peace together and blesses their shared meal with words of gratitude. Such habits sink into the subconscious, waving bonds of respect and tenderness that no storm can easily break. The secret is not outside advice or endless analysis. It is focusing inward, affirming the good, and radiating love until it grows naturally between you. And what of happiness? We chase it as if it were a prize in the distance, when in truth it is a choice renewed each morning. You can wake up and declare, divine order guides my day. Everything I need, it flows through me in perfect harmony. That simple thought, it magnetizes the good and sets your mind in tune with the joy. Happiness does not wait for wealth, success, or recognition. It blossoms. It blossoms when you align your thoughts with peace, goodwill, and gratitude. There was once a manager whose life was poisoned by resentment. He repeated every day, I can't forgive them. And so his subconscious kept replaying his bitterness, clouding his happiness. One day, he chose differently. He began affirming, I release this person. I wish them well. I am free and they are free. In time, the resentment dissolved and harmony returned to his life. Happiness had been waiting all along, but it needed forgiveness as the key. Even the simplest routines can become a fountain of joy. A farmer rising with the sun would thank life for his strength, bless the fields with his words, and work with a smile. His happiness was not in positions, but in the harmony between his thoughts and his days. Happiness and virtue, you see, they walk hand in hand. To express kindness, to forgive, to radiate goodwill, these are not burdens. Kindness, forgiveness, goodwill, these are not burdens, but they are the very roots of joy. So tonight, when you close your eyes, let your last thoughts be of peace. Tomorrow, when you rise, let your first thoughts be of gratitude. Speak words of love in your home, and let your mind carry images of harmony, abundance, and health. For your subconscious, it is always listening, always shaping, always moving you towards life. And if you plant happiness within, you will find it reflected in every corner of your world. Imagine standing in front of the mirror. What you send out, it is what comes back. When you smile, the reflection smiles. When you frown, the images frowns. Life works the same way. The thoughts and feelings you project towards others, they return to you multiplied. This is why harmony in human relations, it begins not with changing others, but with changing the images you hold in your subconscious about them. If you constantly think of a colleague as hostile or unfair, your subconscious, it builds that picture, and soon your interactions reflect it. But if you deliberately affirm, I radiate love, I radiate peace, I radiate goodwill towards them, they are guided and I am guided. Harmony governs our relationship. Something begins to shift. You soften within. They respond differently, and situations resolve themselves in surprising ways. One actress, once nervous about her audiences, changed her inner dialogue. Instead of fearing their criticism, she affirmed before each performance, I radiate love, I radiate goodwill, I radiate goodwill to everyone in this hall. The result, audiences adored her, and she bloomed with confidence. A salesman once struggled with a boss. The boss used to criticize him harshly. Instead of fighting back or living in bitterness, he prayed each night, I affirm peace, I affirm harmony, I affirm divine understanding for my superior. He is prospered and blessed. Within weeks, the man's behavior softened and their working relationship blossomed. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. Returning good for evil, it is not appeasement, it is mastery. You do not let negativity take root in your subconscious. You plant peace and let it bear fruit. And what about forgiveness? Life itself forgives instantly. Cut your finger and it begins to heal. Hold resentment in your mind and you block this natural law. Bitterness corrodes not the one you resent, but it corrodes you. It shows up in your body as tension, illness, even pain. Forgiveness is not the approval of wrong. It is freedom from bondage. A powerful technique is simply to repeat with feeling, I forgive you. Peace be unto you. I release you completely. The acid test of forgiveness is when you can recall the person or incident without a sting. If it still hurts, repeat the affirmation until it fades into peace. Sometimes the block is not resentment but a mental wall built by habit. Perhaps you have told yourself again and again, I can't break this addiction. I always fail. I am jinxed. These thoughts are like bricks and your subconscious obediently builds the wall. But remember what the subconscious builds. It can also dissolve. Relax your mind. Imagine the habit gone. Visualize people congratulating you on your freedom and affirm infinite intelligence is finishing this work in me. I am free. One man was trapped by destructive habits for years until he repeated such affirmations daily. The desire for freedom, it grew stronger than the pull of the habit and the wall crumbled. There is a story about Socrates demonstrating desire. He held a young man's head under water until he gasped for breath. When the boy emerged, he asked him, "What did you want most while under the water?" The boy answered, "Air." Socrates replied, "When you desire truth or freedom like you desired air, you shall have it." Your subconscious responds with the same intensity. And what of fear? Fear is the unseen chain behind so much failure. Fear of speaking, fear of exams, fear of love, fear of life itself. But fear is a shadow. Once you face it, it dissolves. A young speaker paralyzed with stage fright overcame it not by willpower but by performing it. I am poised, I am calm, I am confident. Willpower is very important, but at the same time, that subconscious will, that giving instruction to your subconscious, it is very essential. So, as you move forward, whisper to yourself, "I am ageless spirit. My mind is clear. My heart is strong. My purpose grows with me. I live in timeless vitality." Carry this conviction into every day, and you will discover that while the body follows time, the spirit within you shines beyond it, forever young, forever fruitful, forever alive. As we conclude, you carry within you the greatest power the universe has to offer, the power of your consciousness, the power of your subconscious mind. Use it to plant seeds of peace, seeds of love, seeds of success, and seeds of joy. And watch them grow into your life you dream of. Remember, you are not limited by fears, you are not limited by circumstances, you are not limited by appearances. You are guided by an eternal spirit that is always ready to create in you. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Until we meet again, stay inspired, stay in spirit, and never forget, you already hold the key. I am RajaRao Pagidipalli, wishing you harmony, happiness, and abundance in every step of your journey. Thank you so much.